All righty, good Saturday to you. Thanks for finding us here with Fox 26. This is your afternoon tropical update. I'm meteorologist John Dawson, and we've kind of had a little bit of a race here over the last several days of two tropical systems trying to figure out who would get the first name and then a second name. When I say the first name, who's going to get the N name and who get the come in second place and get the O name. And if you haven't really checked in over the last 24 hours or so, then you'll kind of missed out because Nadine formed and quickly made a landfall in the far western Caribbean and now moving across portions of the Yucatan Peninsula and bringing tropical storm conditions. That includes flash flooding with heavy rains and also some of those winds as well. So again, Nadine, this system in the Western Caribbean named first, or this system got to the name Nadine first, and moving through here across Belize and eventually going to be moving into the Pacific Ocean, as a matter of fact. You'll notice that it'll lose its tropical characteristics, though, as it does, expected to become a tropical depression later on this evening. But as of 4 p.m. Saturday, we're looking at 45-mile-per-hour winds. And again, it's mainly the rain that's concerned with how much of that's going to be happening and potentially causing continued problems with some of that flash flooding for those folks. So as I was mentioning, we were kind of racing to see who would get to Nadine first. That system in the Caribbean did. But Oscar is an interesting system because it is not very big, but it was the one that we were tracking slowly kind of moving across the Atlantic. And so again, Nadine over by the Yucatan Peninsula, right over here in the western portions of the Atlantic, now becoming to make some impacts on the Turks and Caicos as well as the Bahamas, and eventually going to make its way into Cuba. That's where we're seeing a very compact, we'll go ahead and call it small in size, at least, hurricane. Now, again, the winds definitely going to be a bit of a concern, as well as some smaller areas with some of the storm surge that's kicking up. But at 4 p.m. on Saturday, Oscar is now a Category 1 hurricane, those maximum sustained winds at 85 miles per hour. And we'll continue to see the system kind of hold steady a little bit. And then eventually, as it starts to get close, I know things are really kind of getting crowded in here. And when you see such a tight formation like this, that means that it's slowing down or it doesn't have a lot of speed to it. Right now, it's still only moving to the west at around 10 miles an hour. But as it continues to sort of track across, we're not going to see a whole lot of speed from it. And what's going to happen is it's going to get here to Cuba, and either right as it starts to make a landfall in that eastern corner of Cuba, or maybe right before, it'll get intersected with a front and some upper level steering, and it's time to make a right turn and begin to make its way back out into the Atlantic. And so you'll see here our final point would be on Wednesday. So this is going to be around for a while. Oscar's going to be around for a while. It's going to be slow moving, and it is going to create quite a bit of problems for this part of that western Atlantic or very northern Caribbean, depending when you've got sort of on the edge here moving into Cuba. That's kind of what we're looking at. So definitely something that's going to be with us for a while. Nadine's going to kind of cruise on out as fast as it can, so maybe not as much of a system that we're going to be talking about for a while, although it will get back out into the Pacific and possibly regain all of its tropical characteristics. Oscar is something we're going to be watching, we're going to be tracking. Right now, a Category 1 hurricane, and should sustain that for another 24 hours or so. And in another 24 hours or so, I'll be back. We're here every day of the hurricane season, and in the afternoon, a little bit after 4 p.m. Central Time, we'll be bringing you updates, and so we'll do that again this weekend, and I expect to see you back here again tomorrow afternoon.